Is a Bitcoin crash coming in the near distant future at some point here in early 2024 before the Bitcoin halving? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. And I'll tell you this, we are due for some type of correction. I don't know what people deem a crash and or a correction, but a 20 to 30% downswing could potentially happen at any moment. We've seen it happen time and time again. And we are kind of in the market for one of those, considering how well Bitcoin has performed since this time, 2023. Literally the last year, we have gone straight up. We have not looked back. And eventually we're going to get a pullback here, but we've got the Bitcoin ETF coming. We've got the Bitcoin halving coming. So what's the time frame? I'm going to dive into what Arthur Hayes, a very, very smart crypto mind, what he believes. And we'll break that down a little bit in this video, give you guys some things to think about. And that's what this channel does here every single day. It brings you up to speed on news, gives you different angles, different ideas, different cryptos to look at. And it's a great place to start with your research. And obviously, we're navigating these crypto waters every single day. We've been here for 3+ years now on YouTube. And I appreciate you guys so much. If you would, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel down below. All right, let's take a look at the overall market real quick first before we dive into some of the specifics here. Bitcoin is trickling up here in the last hour, still relatively flat here. Market, though, still down 1.66%. So why is this? If Bitcoin's only down 0.58%, what's going on here? Well, the altcoins are really drawing down. BNB, you can see Solana down 7%. Okay, XRP has been tumbling. Cardano's down 13% in the last week. Avalanche 12%. Altcoins are bleeding right now, and I think there could continue. We could continue to see this. Look at Polygon getting down to some really juicy levels, down here to 82 cents. We're going to continue seeing sell-offs here in the altcoin market as the Bitcoin ETF race continues here. More and more people are going to be piling into Bitcoin here short term. BTC dominance right now over 52%. I think we could look for this to continue a little bit in the short term, and you're going to see some rotation, I think, and Bitcoin's going to run without altcoins here for a little bit, and eventually that capital will rotate back over, of course. But right now, it is Bitcoin's time to shine. As the SEC is meeting with exchanges late last week, we are looking to hear something on Monday or Tuesday on the ETF front. So that should be really interesting. Now, I want to take you inside this article here. And this man right here, Arthur Hayes, forecasts a 30% Bitcoin crash amid vicious washout. Here's why. And before we dive into this, a 30% Bitcoin crash, in my mind, is really normal. This wouldn't be out of the ordinary, okay? It says here, too, markets may relive last year's U.S. banking crisis as crucial funding program is set to expire. Hayes said there's a reason why he feels as if this could happen. We're going to talk about this in this video and also break it down a little bit for you. So this was written yesterday, brand new, hot off the press. Depletion of the Fed's reserves repo program and expiry of a crucial funding facility for troubled banks may trigger a market crash in March, Arthur Hayes says, and force the Fed to cut interest rates. And this is coming straight from Arthur Hayes, very smart mind in the space. Bitcoin could plunge 20 to 30% en route, but could quickly rebound, he predicts. While crypto investors are fixated on the ETF that could propel Bitcoin's price even higher, Arthur Hayes, the chief investment officer of family office Maelstrom, and the ex-CEO of BitMEX, warned about a potential 20 to 30% plunge in the next few months. In a Friday blog post, he outlined looming risks for U.S. banks and markets potentially colliding in March, triggering a liquidity rug pull event akin to the banking crisis last March. I'm preparing for a vicious washout of all crypto tourists in March of this year. I loaded up on crypto in the second half of 2023, and I believe now until April is a no-trade zone in terms of addition of risk. So basically, he's not adding much to his long-term positions here. Rather just short-term swing trading from now until April. Interesting idea, right? We're always trying to get different perspectives here. The drawdown of the Federal Reserve's reverse repo program, or RRP, where qualified banks and investment firms may park cash and earn interest on it, served as a tailwind for risky assets through last year, injecting capital into markets as participants took out cash from the facility and invested. However, the RRP balance is quickly declining, dropping to 700 billion from a record high 2.5 trillion at the end of 2022, and Hayes is projecting it to reach its historical average of 200 billion by around March. When this number gets close to zero, the market will wonder what is next. Without any new sources of dollar liquidity, bonds, stocks, and I believe crypto will also get the stick. Again, very interesting, right? Second, he says a crucial Fed facility called BTFP that helps stave off last year's regional banking crisis is set to also expire on March 12th, with the potential to create turbulence in the banking system. This provided banks with funding to fulfill deposit withdrawals by lending them money at the notional value of their U.S. government bond holdings, at much better conditions than selling bonds on the open market. Hayes expects that the facility won't be extended during the U.S. presidential election year, which could bankrupt some banks who sit on massive unrealized losses on their bond holdings. So more bankruptcies could be coming. The combination of a lack of liquidity gushing from RRP and the lack of printed money to cover the bond losses on the non-TBTF, too big to fail, banks' balance sheets will decimate the financial markets globally. Hayes predicted the Fed will cut rates on its March 20th meeting and resume the BTFP funding line. So, in the short term, where does he think Bitcoin could go, right? The decline could be as much as 40%, he says. 20, 30% would be healthy. I agree. And in early March, the decline would be as much as 40% if BTC rallies to 60 or 70K in the coming weeks. And it could be 20 to 30% if it gets, up to 50 or stays around this $45,000 range. He said Bitcoin initially will decline sharply with the broader financial markets, but will rebound before the Fed meeting. That is because Bitcoin is the only neutral reserve hard currency that is not a liability of the banking system and that is traded globally. Hayes joined a roster of crypto analysts who recently forecasted a correction for crypto markets. Crypto Quant also said the spot-based ETF approval would be a sell the news event, and BTC could drop to 32K, while K33 research suggested reducing exposure as the market became overheated. Bitcoin's currently above 43,000. I thought we'd come down to 38,000, to be honest with you guys. We have not seen that yet, but we're tracking that very closely. If we go over here and take a look at Bitcoin, we can take a look at what's going on here. Bitcoin right now still looks really bullish, right? Still painting a really nice picture here. And since December 11th, 12th, been consolidating, actually trending slowly up here. I think in the short term, as long as we get the ETF, it could be to the upside. But then people are going to take their profits in a hurry. Keep in mind, people did not take profits at all at the end of 2023. I thought that was interesting. I do think they will eventually, and I think it'll be coming here at some point after the ETF comes out. Right now, still a relatively neutral / buy position on Bitcoin, but that could change, as Arthur Hayes mentioned here, in the macro if things start to look and forecast the wrong way for banks, the overall macro economy, and what have you. So we'll be keeping tabs on it. As you guys know, we're always here every single day. Make sure you guys are locked in. And also check out xtalgo.com if you want to know the next time the Bitcoin buy signal flashes on my trading indicator. You can get access to this. Links are down below. We're running a great discount right now. We've got a ton of people signed up. Take a chance on it because guess what? It's risk-free. You could sign up today, cancel within 30 days, full refund, no questions asked. You literally have no reason not to try this. I'm telling you guys, it works. And it can be used for crypto and stocks. Links to XTAlgo are down below. I mean, it's amazing what we've done in 2023, what we did. Huge Solana gains, huge avalanche gains, bonk gains. Recently, Myro on Solana. It's been absolutely insane. And I'm using this tool to help me. It embeds right into TradingView. You could be using it too. Super, super easy to use. Links down below. Appreciate you guys. We'll see what happens here as we roll further on into the weekend. We'll be keeping tabs on everything. Stay locked in. Hit that subscribe button.